Hello beauties, and welcome back to the Bumpy Bones Locksport channel. In this video, I'm going to be picking open and gutting this Master Lock M736 puck lock, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, a puck lock is a hidden shackle lock, so the way that this lock works is when you insert the key and unlock it, you actually have to pull out the shackle. So if I flip this open, here's your shackle. So there's actually a special mounting that you would put this on, and so you would have you would just have it on the door. When you want to remove it, you just pull out the shackle, you remove the lock, and then when you're ready to close up, you actually put the lock back into the mounting, push the shackle in, lock it, and then pull out the key, and you're good. Now this is a 5-pin lock, and it's got a combination of serrated and serrated spool security pins. And also the key pins are serrated in this, so actually it's comparable to the American Lock 1100 series, which I actually kind of find very interesting. And I never thought I would say this, but decent job, Master Lock. This is actually a lock that I could recommend people use if they get the version that has the security pins in it. There are versions of this out there that do just have standard pins, and that's one thing that that drives me crazy with Master Lock because they're not consistent in the way that they release these items. I got this lock because I'm still working on this lock here. This is the 6271D, and it's actually the same lock. It's the same keyway. The only difference between the two is this has six pins in it, and this has 5 pins in it. For some reason, that 6 pin really adds a lot of difficulty to it, at least for me. I haven't been able to get this guy open yet, but I've been able to get this guy open. So let's go ahead and throw this in the vise and see what it takes to get this guy open. And let me just get my vise secure here. All right, that's pretty good. Go ahead and tighten that. And just, I always like to demonstrate, the lock working. Let me change my focus here so that we're up at the keyway. Okay, so we got our lock working. And so what I'm going to be using, there we go, key was in there pretty tight. I'm going to be using top of the keyway tension, so I'm going to be using my 1mm angled pry bar from All Lock Tools. And then I'm going to be using my 0.4mm Elite Hook Flat Tall from my multi-pick, and this is the pick that I got from the Sandman Advanced set by multi-pick. So let's go ahead and see what it takes to get this guy open. So let me start our timer here. All right, so I'm going to start with pin 1. Pin 1 feels good. Oh, and let me change my mics around. There we go. So you get the clicks. All right, so here's pin 3. Got a good click on 3. 4 is loose, 5. All right, let's go back to 1. All right, so there's 1 and 2. 3 is good, 4 is good. 5 is still loose, but what am I missing? Alright, so there's 1 and there's my false set. Alright, so pin 5 is the spool pin. And there we go. It's actually under a minute, which actually is my record for this. Alright, so let's go ahead and gut this now. So the way that this one works is you have a retention screw here. So I am going to go ahead and just remove this screw. And then the cylinder and the shackle comes out. Now, let me go ahead and refocus to my desk here. Now, out of box, I actually modified this a bit just because I wanted to do the gutting and make it a little bit easier with the gutting. I replaced the retention clip with grub screws, and normally this just comes with a retention clip that's really hard to get out. I actually have to drill it out. But then I replaced it with an M4 grub screw. So I took my M4 tap here and I just drilled and tapped that hole so I could insert in a couple of M4 grub screws. So I actually do it on both sides. So I've got one grub screw holding in this side. And it's a bit of overkill, I would say, but you know, it holds it in nice and secure. Then I have a second grub screw on this side. And that's so that I just don't overset that grub screw and then the shackle just falls right off. And that's the only retention with it is it's this, you know, that retention clip keeps that shackle on and also keeps the core in place. So once you remove that shackle, you can now remove the core. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of things out here. There we go. Let's go ahead and remove our core. Now, with this one, you do want to be a little careful because this is a 6-pin core, but there's only 5 pins in it. Plus, also, you now have these holes here. So when you go to pull the core out, you don't want to go 90 degrees or else you're going to drop things into the your screw hole here. So you want about a 45-degree turn. And then we can insert in our power and just slide this off. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and get our key pens out first. So here's pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, pin 4, and pin 5. And let's get our security pins here. So there's pin 1, 2, 3. Come on, there we go. 4. And let's get pin 5 out here. All right, so here are our pens. And so you can see that we've got, you know, serrated key pins, which actually have good serrations on them. I'm actually really kind of impressed with that. But you also have, you know, our serrated pins, and then you have our serrated spool pin there. So it's comparable to the Master Lock, or not, the American Lock 1100 series, which I actually find to be really kind of interesting. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to like and comment on the video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I will see you all later.